What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me here today. We've got a big video, big video. I know this is my second sort of time touching on it. I did a video not too long ago, but I need to circle back. There's a lot to talk about with this, and it's very important that you guys hear my opinion on this today. So, without further ado, please, if you've got like a few minutes, guys, please chuck me a like, chuck me a subscribe if you want to subscribe. That greatly help the channel, sort of get it out to as many of you guys as possible. It would do wonders. So thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. And we can get into this. So release day. Obviously, we've had the announcement that Black Bolt and White Flare have been revealed, and the release days are as follows: 6th of June, 2025 in Japan, and then just over a month later, 18th of July, 2025 in the UK. So midsummer essentially. It's very exciting times. It is very exciting times. And why is this exciting, guys? Well, Pokemon are pivoting now. We haven't seen this for a while, and it's very interesting what they're doing because I feel like some of this has gone under the radar and is very important. So in Japan, they're trialing the first time they're trialing this, a 35 card pack. The first time they're trialing this now. And I could potentially see this sort of flowing over to English, right? If there's success in larger pack size, like other TCGs do larger packs, some of depending on if there's a special event or a special set, they do larger pack size. If there's demand for this in Japan, I could see this coming to English, guys. I could see this, and that would be big because it's one of the big things that they would be changing is potentially the pack size, right? Or the potential to go out there and buy bigger packs and have a guaranteed hit. So in that pack, you'll have a guaranteed illustration rare hit, which is huge. Obviously, we all know now it's the first English dual set, and that is something that has flowed over from Japan. It's big because it sort of paves the way for other things to come over from Japan, like the 35 card pack. Can you only imagine if getting that in the UK? It would be crazy. It would be absolutely crazy. A guaranteed illustration rare would be big. It would be big, guys. So the next thing is they've pivoted to a new rarity. Now, obviously, that tends to happen towards like around this time, towards the end, second quarter innings of sort of the era, like Scarlet and Violet. Um, same towards the sort of battle styles introduced, alt arts, that sort of thing. We're introducing new rarities. Before battle styles, there was no alt arts in Sword and Shield, right? So new rarity, obviously this monochrome sort of pattern we've got going on. I'll get to the cards, but yeah, it's big, guys. They're pivoting, they're making big moves, and I like it when Pokemon do this because they don't necessarily make these moves because they need to out of the need to spur on demand because the demand is through the roof right now. They're doing it because they want to try something new, and they're doing it to see if they can improve upon the customer service, the sort of delivering to the fans, right? They want to see if they can improve that again a step further, and it's interesting where Pokemon want to go. So very cool. Now let's go through some of the cards because they are very, very gorgeous. Right, I use that word a lot, but they are stunning. So we've got the superior line here. Obviously very grass orientated. I think this is going to be the SIR. Yeah. Um, superior. So very cool. We've got the M ball. It's going to be a illustration rare. It's not going to be an SIR, which is interesting. Maybe they change that in English because it would look cool as an SIR. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you got the Tepig. It's a gorgeous evolution line. I tell you what, I do like black and white a lot. It's got it's grown on me a lot, and I've recently almost finished black 2 on the DS. So it's got some nostalgic there for me because that's where I sort of ended my sort of my Pokemon hobby. That's where it left, right? That's where it left off before I sort of quit when I was younger. So it's interesting seeing this is where we're back into. Very, very cool. We got the Oshawott line. He's chilling there on the canopy there. We've got the Duat and the Samurott. Very, very cool. Again, this is going to be an IR. It looks like it's not going to be an SIR. So Superior is the only one getting an SIR out of these three. It looks like from just what we know so far. And then going on to the promos. So these two, the Tornadus and the Thunderous, they're the ETB promos. We all know this now. They look very cool. They look very cool. Obviously, pre-orders for the Pokemon Center ETBs just finished, just wrapped up a couple days ago. So it's. I think they're going to be cool. They're cool cards, right? They're cool cards to look at. I'm hoping that Black and White really sort of takes off, because back in the day, it started off shaky. Even today, the first couple sets of Black and White did not go down very well. You know, there wasn't very much demand. That's Emerging Powers and Black and White base, that sort of sets. So yeah, I'm hoping they sort of come back, because some of the Pokemon guys are really, really cool Pokemon in this era. So yes, this is the new rarity, guys. This is what Pokemon is pivoting to. Now, personally, I know some people are fan. I've seen a lot of people saying that they like this. I don't necessarily like this type of, because it just seems a bit plain to me. Obviously, you got the texture, which is very cool. The texture is very, very cool. It almost looks carbon fiber like, all the grids. But to me, there's not a lot of art going on, right? It's sort of, it looks lonely. It looks, it looks a bit like I like all the art stuff, because you get the art sort artists just going off on one. But yeah, the Victini here, that's going to be a prize card, I'm pretty sure. So that won't be main set, I don't believe. But these two, Reshiram, Zekrom, they'll be main set. They look good. They look better than the Black and White base chase, which is what they look like, right? They look like the full arts that came out back in the day. So yeah, very interesting stuff. But again, probably not for me. But it's the right mix, right? It's the right mix of illustrations, illustration rares, SIRs, and the rest. So we've got the two ETBs. This is what they look like. The pre-orders were obviously up for the Pokemon Center versions. I like them. I don't dislike them. I like the colors. They pop, right? They pop. It's not the nicest looking ETB, but I like them, right? I like them. I think that the promos should do well if you're getting the Pokemon Center ones. They'll all do well, right? They'll all do well. Pause. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, this product is what I'm also very excited for. The Victini illustration collection. It looks absolutely stunning. I think it's gonna perform very similar to the Kingdra and the Greninja from Shadow Fable, those sort of collection boxes. It looks great. And it is, I believe it's the first like sort of illustration rare to get a big promo, right? A jumbo card. So I'm very excited for this, and I will be picking up some of these if I can get them. MSRP. You know me. Anything that below, I'll pick it up. It looks great. I think it's going to perform well, like the Kingdra, just like the Greninja. I think people are going to be grading these, and people are going to be buying them. So, and I do like someone's mentioned this, but I do prefer the Pokeball pattern in this set, which is another great reason to go heavy on this set. So here's some more products. We got the booster bundles either side. They look great, right? And the tins actually look stunning. I like the fact they do all the different Pokemon on there. That's very cool. I like the fact it's got a black etched black background. It looks great, right? It looks great. Now onto the details, right? This is huge. So there's over 170 cards in each set. In each set. More than 65 illustration rare cards in each set. more than 5 special illustration rare cards in each set. And it has Master Balls and Pokeballs. So this, just right here, guys, this is mind blowing because this is the most illustration rares we will ever have, probably ever in a long time in a set, right? And I've done some. You'll see on the next few slides. I've done some sort of due diligence in terms of I've been looking at the data, looking back at Sword and Shield, and there is this very strong correlation between price gain and illustration rares or number of alt arts. So all I'm saying is this set could be one of the biggest sets ever, just because the amount of illustration rare cards there are. It's going to be very hard to pull every single one. There's obviously going to be a lot of hits. It's going to be printed to the ground. Obviously, Pokemon aren't going to stop printing this for a very long time, but I still feel the numbers don't lie, right? The more illustration rares, normally the better, right? And there's some great Pokemon in Unova, and they're gonna the artists I just know are gonna blow some of these cards out of the water, and I'm almost more excited for this than Destined Rivals. I feel like Destined Rivals let me down a little bit. I'm not I'm not a hater, but I just felt like it could have been, I think me and you both know what it could have been. I think me and you both know what it could have been. It could have been just perfect, but I beg to differ that it wasn't. So, you know, but we've got this, right? Pokemon have not stopped the hype train. They're continuing with what they're set out to do. Like people want them to chill out because they keep dropping fire. They just after like when you think it's over, it's not. And there's a very strong chance now that we run this bull run all the way, into 2026, because we've got the 30th anniversary coming up. We've got the new era of Pokemon coming up, we could just run. We literally could just run and all the way through now because just of the hype that this is going. So it'll be interesting to see what the sets are after this as Scarlet and Violet sort of wrap up towards the end. The ending is normally decent, so obviously we've had Cosmic Eclipse at the end, Crown Zenith at the end. It'll be interesting to see what we've got at the end of this. So yeah, I'm excited. Now, going back, so this is the Sword and Shield difference in percent gain from MSRP, and on the x-axis there at the bottom, we've got number of alt arts in the set. So you guys can obviously make and trying to guess which sets are which, but I think you'll guess that the furthest top right is obviously Evolving Skies. There is a correlation there, right? There is an exponential correlation between number of alt arts, or you could say illustration rares, SIRs, and percent gain overall from MSRP. And obviously, you could have got it cheaper than MSRP. A lot of these Sword and Shield, you could have got it cheaper. Like Fusion Strike was going for 80 all day. That's another £60 from MSRP below, which gives you crazy percent gain. But I've done it on the same basis for calculation. MSRP is the baseline, so I've done the percent gain from MSRP, and it's big. It's big, right? Because I can't quite do it yet for Scarlet Violet because it hasn't been long enough for a trend to emerge. It's the data points are sort of everywhere, but what I will be expecting to see is something very, very similar to this. Very similar. Now we're going to have some laggers, right? And obviously Paradox has got a lot of illustration rares and SIRs that are good, but maybe not the best. So that might be lagging the trend, and that might be where the opportunity is. But as you can see, there's a little opportunity there that I'm going to do a video on. That's sitting just under 100% gain now, which be very good time to get into that, to move that up to trend. You guys might guess what that is, but I'll do a video on that coming soon. But yeah, the trend is your friend, and as you can see, this supports the sort of investment thesis of the new set, White Flare and Black Bolt. So that is essentially why I will be going heavy into these sets going forward. I'll probably run out of money at some point, but that's the plan. And we'll see what happens. But there's a very strong correlation, guys. There, it's uncanny, and you just can't deny that correlation. So with that, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you could, on your way out, please chuck me a subscribe. You've stayed for this long. I know you like my content, so stick around. Chuck me a like, chuck me a comment. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. With that, guys, have a great rest of your day. I will catch you in the next one.